Ethan and I went viral because of one photo. In the picture, we're standing in our blue and white varsity jackets, throwing up peace signs. Attached as the class ranking sheet. Ethan is number 1. I'm number 2. The top comment read, "There is zero romantic chemistry in their eyes." The sheer determination to academic weapon the other person into oblivion. I've been crushed by Ethan for 10 years. I thought I was destined to be the eternal salutatorian. Until I woke up. I realized I was the villainess in a high school romance novel. And Ethan, he's the protagonist. Realizing this didn't make me sad. It made me realize my time had come. I'm going to be valedictorian. I've been trailing behind Ethan for a decade. Every test, I'm one spot behind him. I am the forever second place on the honor roll. During a nap in homeroom, I gained senses. I discovered I was the mean girl antagonist in a Hawaii novel. In the story, to ruin the romance between the hero and the heroine, I act like a total brat until I get expelled. The hero and the transfer student heroine overcome me, the obstacle, and get together. But then their grades slip. Their parents freak out, and they break up. The hero, to save the heroine from her abusive father, deliberately misses the SATs pizza year with her. And they eventually go to a state college together, for a happily ever after. The hero of this story is Ethan, the guy who always beats me after waking up. I sat up and glared at Ethan, who was chatting 2 rows ahead. Society is crumbling. How is this guy the main character? But it doesn't matter in the book. The heroine transfers to our AP English class this week. Her arrival is the start of my bright future. As long as I refuse to play the villain, I won't get distracted. I will crush Ethan and take the crown. I was buzzing with excitement all day. The thought of finally flipping the script was intoxicating. Walking home with Ethan that evening, I couldn't hide my grin. Ethan looked confused, but his walking pace was practically Olympic speed. Our moms are besties, and we live right across the street from each other. Before we went inside, he looked at me like I was an idiot, then quickly shut his door. After dinner, my best friend texted me, "Girl, you're trending." She sent a TikTok link. It was a video I posted a few days ago after midterms. Just 2 pics. The selfie of me and Ethan and the GPA ranking. No caption, but the internet got me. No romance, just the pure desire to academically destroy each other. Bro is even clutching a pen in the photo. When is she going to take him out to claim the throne? I liked the comment about taking him out soon. The heroine transferred to our class the next day, when she introduced herself as Maya. I knew it was real, just like in the book. The teacher assigned Maya the seat next to Ethan. I sat diagonally behind Ethan, with a perfect view of their backs. First day, Maya didn't have her textbook yet. Ethan slid his book to the middle of the table so they could share. Mr. Henderson started explaining a complex calculus problem. They both leaned in heads together to look at the equation. They looked up at the same time, realizing their faces were inches apart. Realizing the proximity, they both jerked back and sat up straight. I couldn't see their faces, but I clearly saw Maya's ears turn bright red. Ethan awkwardly made a fist over his mouth and coughed. A weird feeling bubbled in my chest. I took a deep breath. Stop looking. This is what I want, right? Riley. Stop looking at the boy. Focus on the GPA. I forced my attention back to the whiteboard. First period ended, and a group of guys surrounded Maya's desk. I glanced over. 2 of them were varsity jocks. Known players who changed girlfriends like they changed socks. Maya, being cute and new, was fresh meat. She looked terrified. As class president, I was about to step in, but Ethan, returning from the bathroom, got there first. He blocked Maya from their view. Don't you guys have anything better to do? The dean is walking down the hall. Hearing the dean was coming, the guy scattered. Maya smiled shyly at Ethan to say thanks. I pulled back the foot I had stepped forward. A moment later, the dean actually appeared at the door. He didn't come in, just waved me over to the office to sort some files. Standing in the office sorting scamper on sheets. My brain was stuck on replay. The boy in the varsity jacket. Backlit by the sun, shielding the nervous girl. And the girl looking at him with starry eyes. It's probably what love looks like. Main characters are destined to attract each other. It's physics. I shook my head, trying to shake the unwanted emotions out of my brain. That night, walking home, I was unusually quiet. Usually I yapped the whole way, Ethan. Usually the listener spoke first. What's up with you today? Something on your mind? I looked up into his confused, concerned eyes. How do I say I'm thinking about you? We grew up together. This was the first time I couldn't speak freely. What do you think of Maya? Ethan looked puzzled for a second. Why do you ask? I'm class president. Gotta know the new students to help them adjust. I lied. Ethan nodded. Buying it. Her. She's nice. Very quiet. It was a neutral comment, but my heart sank. Sophomore year, our parents suspected us of dating. We sat in the living room for hours explaining we weren't. Ethan had said I could never like Riley. If I liked someone, it would be a quiet girl. I had punched him in the arm right there in front of our dads. That was when I crushed my own little high school crush on him. My feelings are complicated. We're just childhood friends. But why does this hurt so much? I didn't speak the rest of the way at his door. He hesitated, then just said, "See you tomorrow." Maya successfully integrated into the class. She was beautiful, kind. And everyone loved her. Even I had to admit he was a good person. It made sense why Ethan, usually a snob, would like her, without me interfering as the villain. Their romance was on the fast track. Maya wasn't great at math. The teacher asked Ethan to tutor her for a while. Ethan stayed late after school to help her. The walk home went from us to just me. I tried to ignore the hollow feeling. I studied until midnight, woke up at 5:00 am. Starbucks school study. If I kept busy, I wouldn't feel the loss. Week later, Ethan surprisingly turned down Maya's request for tutoring. And ran up to me. "Let's go. Got my allowance. I'm treating you to hot pot. I stared at him blankly. "Don't you have to tutor her?" I regretted the words immediately. It sounded like jealousy. But Ethan didn't mind. He grinned. "Not every day. I taught her the basics. Now I can walk home with you again. Seeing his eyes crinkle in a smile, I froze. "Okay. Sure. I have cleanup duty. Wait for me." Ethan did half my work for me. And we left together. We were happily discussing whether to order extra beef or shrimp paste. Just outside the school gates. We took a shortcut through a small park. Usually it's empty, but today I heard crying. We exchanged a look and walked faster. Behind the public restrooms, a group of sketchballs had cornered a girl in our school uniform. It was Maya. Ethan didn't hesitate. He rushed in. He grabbed a guy with dyed yellow hair by the wrist. "Ow. You crazy. Let go." The other guy surrounded us. "Oh, another pretty girl. Why don't you both hang out with us?" One guy looked me up and down, whistling. Ethan grabbed him by the collar. The others lunged. I kicked the nearest one in the shin. Our parents put us in self-defense classes when we were kids. We aren't Bruce Lee, but we can handle a few street punks. We dropped them, but one guy pulled a pocket knife and slashed my arm. Ethan saw red. He was about to pound the guy into the pavement. But I stopped him. That night, Maya and Ethan accompanied me to the ER. Maya kept thanking us, but the way she looked at Ethan, it was admiration. It was hero worship. We never got hot pot. The doctor said it wasn't deep. But I had to eat bland food. We got home at 8 p.m. My mom yelled at me for getting hurt. After that, Maya was even more attentive to Ethan. When he played basketball, she was on the sidelines with Gatorade. I don't know if he took it, But everyone could see Maya liked him. Ethan didn't seem to react. I buried myself in books, school, home study. But sometimes my brain drifted to Ethan. His face, always gentle with me, only frowning when worried. Started haunting my dreams. I didn't want to admit it. But now I knew. I actually liked Ethan. But he's the main character. And she's the heroine. I'm just the villain. And villains who fall for the hero never get a happy ending. The arm injury was annoying, but the logic of the universe was worse. According to the laws of narrative physics, when the villain gets hurt, it's a plot device to show the hero's mercy. When the heroine gets hurt, it's to show the hero's love. I was currently sporting a gauze wrap that screamed collateral damage. For the next 2 weeks, I became a ghost in my own life. I didn't ignore Ethan, that would be petty, and villains are petty, and I was trying to retire from villainy. I just became unavailable. Can't walk home, I'd text him. Student council budget meeting. Can't do lunch. Calculus review in the library. Can't talk. Dying. It worked. Sort of. Ethan stopped asking me to hang out, but he started looking at me with this expression that sat somewhere between annoyance and confusion. It was the look of a scientist whose favorite lab rat had suddenly decided to learn tap dancing instead of running the maze. Meanwhile, the Maya and Ethan show was airing in high definition. I watched from the back of the class as she struggled with her mechanical pencil. Ethan, without looking up from his notes, handed her a spare. She whispered a thank you, he nodded. It was domestic. It was sickening. It was textbook. I looked down at my notebook. I had written the word valedictorian so hard the pen had torn through the paper. You're pressing too hard, a voice whispered. I jumped. Ethan was leaning back in his chair, not looking at me, but clearly talking to me. Leave me alone, I hissed. I'm focusing. You're drilling for oil, he retorted. He turned around, resting his arm on the back of his chair. Mom made lasagna. She wants you to come over tonight. I can't. I have to. If you say study, I'm going to carry you out of this school fireman style, Ethan said. His voice was low, dangerous. You've avoided me for 12 days, Riley. The lasagna is a mandate. Be there at 6. He turned back around before I could argue. I stared at the back of his neck, where his hair was getting a little too long, curling over the collar of that stupid varsity jacket. I hated him. I hated him so much I wanted to cry. Dinner was a disaster, mostly because our mothers, Carol and Linda, were conspiring. So, my mom said, piling garlic bread onto Ethan's plate. Riley tells me Maya is fitting in well. And she's single. Ethan choked on his water. I kicked my mom under the table. She's nice, Ethan choked out. She's having a hard time. Her home life is complicated. My stomach dropped. Complicated home life. That was the trigger. We were approaching the climax of the book. In the novel, Maya's dad goes off the deep end right before the SATs. Ethan rushes to save her, misses the test, and his Ivy League dreams go up in smoke. It proves his love is more important than his ambition. I looked at Ethan. He was currently stealing the pepperoni off my slice when he thought I wasn't looking. He was brilliant. He was annoying. He was going to be an aerospace engineer. I couldn't let him flush that down the toilet for a plot twist. Ethan, I said suddenly. The SATs are this Saturday. You're ready, right? He paused. Yeah. Obviously. Why? Just, don't do anything stupid. He squinted at me. Like what? Forget my calculator. Who do you think I am, you? We bickered for the rest of the night, slipping back into our old rhythm. For an hour, I forgot about Maya. I forgot about the book. It was just us, playing Mario Kart on his couch, him screaming when I hit him with a blue shell. You're ruthless, he groaned, dropping the controller. You have zero chill. I play to win, I said, unable to hide my grin. He looked at me then. The room was dim, lit only by the TV screen. The laughter died in his throat. He reached out, his hand hovering near my bandaged arm. Does it still hurt? He asked softly. No, I lied. My heart was hammering so hard I thought it might bruise my ribs. It's fine. Riley, he started, his voice serious. Why have you been? Bzzzt. His phone vibrated on the coffee table. We both looked. A text from Maya. He's back. He's throwing things. I'm scared. I don't know who else to call. The atmosphere shattered. Ethan read the message, his jaw tightening. The hero mode activated. I could practically see the armor forming over his varsity jacket. He stood up. I have to go. No, I said, standing up too. Riley, she's in trouble. I know. I grabbed his car keys off the table before he could. But you're not going alone. And you're not going to be the hero who gets arrested for assault the week before the SATs. Give me the keys. No. I'm driving. I stared him down. I'm the villain, remember? I'm mean. Let me handle the yelling. You just get her out. He looked at me, really looked at me, searching for. I don't know what. Permission. Weakness. Finally, he let out a sharp breath. Fine. Drive fast. In the book, this scene was romantic. Rain, tears, a dramatic confrontation. In reality, it was messy. We pulled up to Maya's dingy apartment complex. We could hear shouting from the second floor. Ethan looked like he was ready to kick the door down. Plan B, I said, pulling out my phone. What's plan B? Calling the police, I said, dialing 911. We are 17, Ethan. We aren't Batman. She needs us now. And the cops will be here in 3 minutes because the station is 2 blocks away. Come on. We ran up the stairs. The door was ajar. Inside, a heavy-set man was screaming at Maya, who was cowering in the corner. Ethan didn't wait for the cops. He rushed in, placing himself between them. Hey! Ethan shouted. Back off. The man turned, red-faced and drunk. Who the hell are you? I stood in the doorway, my heart racing, but my voice steady. I channeled every ounce of a class president energy I possessed. We're the witnesses, I announced loudly, holding up my phone which was currently recording. And the police are pulling up right now. So, unless you want to add assault on a minor to your record, I suggest you sit down. Sirens wailed in the distance, perfectly timed. The man faltered, the fight draining out of him as the reality of the situation hit. Ethan helped Maya up. She was shaking, crying. She threw her arms around him, burying her face in his chest. Thank you, she sobbed. Thank you, Ethan. He held her, awkwardly patting her back, his eyes meeting mine over her shoulder. He looked relieved, but also, tired. The police arrived. Statements were given. Maya's aunt was called to pick her up. It took hours. By the time we got back to the car, it was 2:00 a.m. We sat in silence for a long time. The adrenaline was fading, leaving a cold exhaustion. You called the cops, Ethan said, staring out the windshield. Yeah. It's what you do in real life. In the moment. I just wanted to hit him. I know. That's why I drove. Ethan turned to me. The street lamp cast shadows across his face. You saved me from doing something stupid. I saved your SAT score, I corrected, gripping the steering wheel. You're going to be an engineer, Ethan. You can't have a record. Why do you care so much about my rank? He asked, his voice quiet. You want to beat me, don't you? If I screw up, you win. I laughed, a harsh, brittle sound. I want to beat you at your best, Ethan. I don't want a default victory. That's pathetic. He didn't speak. He just reached out and covered my hand on the wheel with his. His palm was warm. You're not a villain, Riley, he whispered. I pulled my hand away. We should get home. Saturday morning. The air in the testing center smelled like number 2 pencils and anxiety. I was in the zone. I had reviewed my flashcards. I had my lucky eraser. I was a machine. Ethan walked in 5 minutes before the bell. He looked terrible, dark circles under his eyes, but he was there. He spotted me and nodded. I nodded back. Battle on. For 4 hours, nothing existed but bubbles and reading comprehension. The world of romance novels didn't matter here. Here, X always equaled something specific. Here, there was a right answer. When we walked out, the sun was blinding. Section 4, Question 12, Ethan said immediately. The train velocity. 140 kilometers per hour, I shot back. Ha. Correct. He stretched, his shirt lifting slightly. I think I crushed it. I crushed it harder, I said. Maya was waiting by the gates. She looked better, staying with her aunt now. She waved at Ethan. Go to her, I said, nudging him. We're supposed to get lunch, Ethan said, frowning. The post-test tradition. Burgers. Go celebrate with the damsel, I said, forcing a smile that felt like it was stapled to my face. I'm tired. I'm gonna go crash. I walked away before he could argue. I needed to detach. The book said they get together after the trauma. This was the moment. I wasn't going to be the third wheel to their happy ending. I went home, turned off my phone, and slept for 14 hours. Monday morning, the school was buzzing. Apparently, the police incident had made the rounds, but twisted. The rumor was that Ethan and I had fought off a gang to save Maya. We were now the power duo. I ignored it. I walked into homeroom, head high, ready to accept my fate as the eternal second place. Ethan wasn't at his desk. Maya was. She looked up when I walked in. Riley, can I talk to you? Sure. She stood up, twisting her hands nervously. Ethan told me about everything. About how you guys grew up together. And I just wanted to say, I get it now. Get what? Why he talks about you all the time. I froze. What? Maya smiled, a sad, sweet smile. She really was the perfect heroine. Every time we studied, he'd say things like, Riley would solve this faster, or Riley hates this formula. I thought maybe he was just competitive. But after Friday night, the way he looked at you when you were yelling at my dad. She shook her head. I'm the transfer student, Riley. I'm just a plot twist in your story. My brain short-circuited. Wait. Are you saying? I asked him out yesterday, Maya said. To say thank you. And he said no. The bell rang. My heart stopped. He said he's already in love with someone, Maya whispered, picking up her bag. He said she's terrifying and brilliant and completely oblivious. She walked past me to her seat. I stood there, paralyzed. Terrifying. Brilliant. Oblivious. I turned around and ran. I cut class. I didn't care. I ran down the hall, checking the library, the cafeteria, the gym. I finally found him on the roof of the science building, our secret spot from freshman year. He was sitting on a vent, throwing pebbles at the faculty parking lot. Ethan. I gasped, the door slamming behind me. He jumped, turning around. Riley. Should be an AP Lit. You're truant. That's a deduction on your permanent record. I marched up to him, grabbing the lapels of his varsity jacket. You rejected Maya. He looked down at me, his eyes wide. News travels fast. Why? I demanded. She's the heroine. She's sweet. She needs you. I don't want someone who needs me, Ethan yelled back, breaking my grip. I want someone who challenges me. I want someone who calls the cops because I'm too stupid to do it. I want the girl who has been trying to destroy me academically for 10 years. But the book. I shouted. The narrative. What book are you talking about? Ethan scrubbed his hand over his face. Riley, you've been acting insane for weeks. Villain this, hero that. Real life isn't a book. In real life, I fell for the girl who punched me in the arm when I told her I liked quiet girls. The memory hit me. Sophomore year. You said you liked quiet girls. I accused. I lied. Ethan stepped closer, invading my personal space. My dad was asking if we were dating, and you looked so grossed out by the idea, so I panicked. I said the opposite of you so things wouldn't be awkward. I stared at him. The wind whipped my hair across my face. You like me. I am obsessed with you, he groaned. I tried to tutor Maya to make you jealous. It didn't work. You just studied harder. It was incredibly frustrating and also hot. That's toxic, I whispered. We're academic rivals, he said, reaching out to tuck a strand of hair behind my ear. Our love language is war, Riley. I looked at his stupid, handsome face. The main character energy was radiating off him, but it wasn't for Maya. It was for me. I'm going to be valedictorian, I said, my voice trembling. You can try, he smirked. I grabbed his tie and pulled him down. The kiss wasn't like a romance novel. It was aggressive. It was clumsy. It was filled with 10 years of repressed feelings and competitive rage. It was perfect. When we pulled apart, we were both breathless. Okay, I said, smoothing my skirt. Okay. So, Ethan grinned, looking dazed. Does this mean we're dating? It means, I said, picking up my backpack, that if you beat me on the physics final, I'm breaking up with you. Challenge accepted. Graduation day was sweltering. The gym smelled like sweat and cheap polyester robes. I sat in the front row. Ethan sat next to me. Principal Henderson approached the podium. And now, for the class valedictorian. Ethan grabbed my hand under the folds of our gowns. He squeezed it tight. It was a historically close race, Henderson said, adjusting his glasses. Separated by 0.01%. I stopped breathing. This year's valedictorian is Riley Chin. The crowd erupted. My mom screamed from the bleachers. I looked at Ethan. For a split second, I was afraid. Afraid he'd be mad. Afraid his ego couldn't take it. Ethan looked at me. A slow, brilliant grin spread across his face. He leaned in, right there in front of God and the school board. That's my girl, he whispered. I let you win, by the way. Liar, I laughed, tears pricking my eyes. Go get your crown, villainess. I walked up the stage. I looked out at the sea of faces. I saw Maya cheering for me. I saw the guys who used to harass her, looking miserable in the back row. I saw Ethan, clapping the loudest, looking at me with those zero romantic chemistry eyes that actually held everything. I took the microphone. I wasn't the villain. I wasn't the side character. I was the valedictorian. And I had the boy. Thank you, I said into the mic. I'd like to thank my coffee machine, my lack of sleep, and my academic rival, Ethan. Who is currently number 2. And don't you ever forget it. The gym laughed. Ethan rolled his eyes, blowing me a kiss. Society wasn't crumbling. The script had been flipped. And the sequel? The sequel was going to be college. And I was going to crush him there, too.